Brilliance Audio presents the unabridged recording of Turned to Stone by Jorge Magano. Translated by Simon Bruni. Performed by Timothy Andrés Pabon. In the fields and along the paths here and there, he saw the shapes of men and animals changed from their natures to hard stone by Medusa's gaze. Nevertheless, he had himself looked at the dread form of Medusa reflected in a circular shield of polished bronze that he carried on his left arm, and while a deep sleep held the snakes and herself, he struck her head from her neck. He told of his long journeys, of dangers that were not imaginary ones, what seas and lands he had seen below from his high flight, and what stars he had brushed against with beating wings. Ovid, The Metamorphoses. The Birth of a Monster. 1656. Naples. The block of marble seemed to glow as Andrea Bolgi stood it upright on the bench and gazed at it, lost in thought. A burning passion took hold of him as he looked deep into the stone. He thought he could see the monstrous smile of the creature encased within. Emulating old Michelangelo, his task was to free it from its prison and release it into the world. Bolgi often forgot that he was no Michelangelo. Though the great master worked with agility, seemingly without effort, guided by his instinct or divine power, as he believed, Bolgi's methods were often criticized by his colleagues as being too coarse. They considered his work cold and static, at odds with the expressive, dynamic, theatrical trends of the time. But Bolgi did not care what others might say. He was euphoric as he worked on his new piece, a commission for the wealthy merchant Domenico Corsini, who had built a garden to house his sculptures of mythological subjects. The ancient god's world of love and conflict had seduced Corsini, just as it had inspired Cardinal Scipione Borghese to commission some of Gian Lorenzo Bernini's finest works years before. After this, nobody will doubt my ability, Bolgi thought with stubborn naivete as he set to work on the block. On several occasions, the flying chips of stone struck his bare arm, but he ignored the pain and kept chiseling. The task would take weeks, but he would not rest until it was finished. For the first time in his life, Andrea Bolgi was determined to push his gift to its limits. On the third day of this work, a tall man with a bushy black mustache.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?